many people will have come to Davos expecting to focus on geopolitics, or what the Harvard professor Michael Sandel called here the return of the political. You've got all those many elections coming down the track that we often talk about. You have the return of war, hot conflicts in Ukraine, in the Middle East and the Red Sea. And of course, on the eve of the meetings, you had the Taiwanese election, reminding everyone that China's situation and its relations with the US much more fractious than it had been in past years. In fact, a CEO said to me very early on in the forum, said, I've come here primarily to find out how my peers are solving for the possibility that we might be walking into a World War III. But it didn't really turn out that way. There was a lot of hand-wringing, not just about the possibility of Donald Trump, but absolutely about the fragmentation of the global economy, what that might mean for inflation, the downsides for Europe and the US. But then when you look around here, of course, there's many, many participants from around the world and increasingly from emerging market economies. And you couldn't help noticing that for many of them, fragmenting world, a world that's decoupling from China perhaps, or wanting at least to have more diversified supply chains, was actually serving them pretty well. You can always tell what the fashionable topic is because it's on all the hoardings and all the names on the streets as you walk down the stalls. As you know, David, you have these people set up stalls, companies in different buildings in Davos, and everybody wanted to tie themselves to AI. Even the previously fashionable climate crowd, you could see them wanting to attach their exciting climate plans and events, even more exciting things to do with AI. But there was a change of tone, because we've obviously been talking about machine learning, we've been talking about generative artificial intelligence, for a little while here at Davos. But in the past, we've sort of felt like we knew what they were, and then the thing that we were thinking about was what was going to be the impact on the world and what are the risks that we should worry about. Obviously, we're still worried about risks, we're still worried about the impact. But what's really striking when you go to these demonstrations here, you talk to the experts in the field here, is just how amazed they are and rather confused they are by the sheer pace of improvement in these models. It's almost like they don't understand, well, it is as if they don't understand why these models work as well as they do. That's pretty disconcerting for people here. And I think it kind of added to a feeling, whether it's AI, climate, populism, war, there's an uneasy sense that the global economy is going to be driven over the next few years by forces that, Davos men and women maybe don't even understand, let alone control.